When it comes to George Clooney and Amal Clooney *, the world has often admired their seemingly perfect partnership. George, the charming actor with a heart of gold, and Amal, the brilliant human rights lawyer with a fierce dedication to justice. They've been together for years, and their shared values have made them not only a power couple in Hollywood but also one that commands respect on the world stage. But what if everything we thought we knew about their relationship was about to change? What if Amal Clooney is furious after learning about George's hidden political connections *, ties that were kept from her, despite the fact that she spent her career working in the realm of law and transparency? Reports are now surfacing that Amal discovered that George has been deeply involved with some of the most powerful political figures in the world, figures that some would argue have dubious reputations. And according to insiders, Amal is not happy about it at all. George Clooney has never been shy about his political views. Over the years, he's used his platform to advocate for humanitarian causes, such as his efforts to end the Darfur conflict and his outspoken stance on various social justice issues. He's met with powerful figures like Barack Obama and has voiced support for progressive policies. At times, George has even hinted that he might one day venture into politics himself, especially given his charisma and his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. But here's the twist: George's ties to politics might run deeper than anyone realized. Behind the scenes, it seems George has been working with influential political figures, some of whom have been criticized for corruption, human rights violations, and backdoor dealings. While George has always presented himself as a man of integrity, these undisclosed relationships are causing major waves with those closest to him. Amal, who has always stood for justice and transparency *, is reportedly in a state of shock after learning of her husband's unspoken ties to these political figures. She's dedicated her life to fighting for the voiceless and holding governments accountable for their actions, ***, and now she's finding out that her own husband may have been involved in politics in a way that could compromise everything she stands for. Amal wasn't the only one who was unaware of these political meetings, ***, even close friends of the couple have expressed surprise at George's secretive nature. Sources suggest that George has been meeting with high-ranking politicians ***, foreign diplomats ***, and even former heads of state. But these weren't just casual conversations, they were serious discussions with major political ramifications. The real bombshell: Amal had no idea these meetings were taking place. According to various insiders, George never once mentioned his involvement with these political figures **, figures who have been accused of corruption, manipulation, and political agendas that go against Amal's own work. Amal, who has a strong stance on human rights **, democracy **, and anti-corruption **, reportedly couldn't believe her ears when she learned that George had been rubbing elbows with some of the very people she's spent years exposing. So, why is this such a big deal? Amal's career is built on the idea that the law should be transparent, fair, and impartial. She's a high-profile lawyer who has represented some of the most marginalized people in the world **, including victims of war crimes **, genocide **, and government oppression. Her work has been praised globally, and she's made a name for herself as someone who fears no one when it comes to taking on powerful figures in positions of authority. For Amal, the concept of political transparency is not just an ideal, it's her life's work. She believes that the public has a right to know what their leaders are doing, and she's spent countless years exposing corrupt practices in the world of politics. So when she discovered that George had kept his dealings with controversial figures hidden from her *, it felt like a betrayal. For Amal, it's not just about the secrecy, it's about the values that were at stake. George's political involvement was with individuals who might not exactly align with her own moral compass. According to sources close to the couple, Amal is now grappling with the idea that George could have been working with figures who have questionable motives *, and that these motives could jeopardize her professional credibility. One theory that has emerged is that George Clooney may have political ambitions of his own. Could these secretive meetings with political figures be a strategic move on his part? George has never hidden his love for politics, and he's previously spoken about the possibility of running for office. With his fame, influence, and vast network, it's not entirely out of the question that George is quietly laying the groundwork for a future political career. But if this is the case, why didn't George tell Amal? Why keep this from her? After all, they are partners in every sense of the word *, and George's political aspirations could have a massive impact on their relationship *, as well as Amal's career. Some speculate that George feared Amal wouldn't approve of his political moves, especially if it meant working with individuals whose political views didn't align with her own. Perhaps he thought it was easier to keep things under wraps asterisk, assuming that his political connections wouldn't be relevant to their personal lives. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Amal Clooney's outrage is justified? Was George wrong to keep his political connections a secret? And how do you think this will affect their marriage moving forward?